You're watching ChillyBoy Productions. I'm Larry, ChillyBoy Chillson, and this is my review for Sacrifice. Now, before we get into this review, make sure to go ahead and click that subscribe button down below so that you can chill with me on each and every one of my latest videos. Sacrifice is a 2025 satirical comedy from director Romain Gavras. At an elite fundraising gala, celebrities find themselves in danger when armed activists storm the venue in pursuit of an ancient relic that could unlock supernatural powers. Film stars Chris Evans, Anya Taylor-Joy, Salma Hayek, Vincent Castle, John Malkovich, and Charlie XCX. So Sacrifice had its world premiere at the 2025 Toronto International Film Festival, which is where I got to experience said film. Now, I didn't know much about this. I just knew it had an all-star in the lead, and that was enough to get me to give it a shot here at TIFF. And ultimately, Sacrifice is an underwhelming film, but more importantly, a frustrating film. Because there's something here, and there are some really good aspects to this, but it just can never get out of its own way to deliver those. So let's go ahead and talk about the positives first. Well, Chris Evans in the lead is far and away the biggest positive of this film. I think he was great here, poking fun at celebrity persona. He's doing so really, really well. I'm glad he's giving us a lot more comedic moments in his newer projects because he's great with comedy and he's gone so far away from that with the whole Captain America ideal. And here, he just plays off of this narcissistic, out of touch washed up guy so well. I also think Anya Taylor-Joy is very good. She plays creepy cult woman very well. And then we have everyone who's pretty much cast a type. Vincent Castle being kind of sleazy asshole. Salma Hayek giving us like sexy bombshell comedic role. And then Charlie XCX literally plays the singer. But they're all good. I would say everybody does well, including these newer actors I wasn't sure about. I do think also by and large the film looks very good. The cinematography is well done. And the first act is good. It actually sets up a premise I was fully on board with. While we're at the gala itself, the movie is strong, and I was digging what we were putting down. I was digging the satire, poking fun at celebrities and the tendencies for narcissistic altruism that runs rampant through Hollywood, and the true hypocrisy of a lot of these ideals and these stands that rich people take up, that these big events represent, these new environmentally friendly initiatives that people either sponsor or take up, no better than the alternative or just as destructive. So I loved all that. And that's all really done mostly in the first act. And then that's where we get to my negatives. Because once we leave the gala inside of the mine, this film really just loses its way. The commentary falls off really harshly, actually. It's still there. It's still making attempts at saying things about activism, about celebrity, about cultism and cult ideologies, but it's not effective. It just doesn't go anywhere. You can feel every minute of runtime and then some as we're wandering around with the same stuff kind of just repeated over and over. The same ideas just repeated over and over. I wasn't particularly invested in this sub-volcano storyline that we follow very heavily throughout the second act of the film into the third act and finale. The comedy really fell off. Jokes just didn't land in the latter two-thirds of this film either. Also, surprisingly enough, once we leave the gala, which is pretty much set just inside of this big mining rock, once we go out into the world, the film also loses its visual appeal. It becomes much flatter, much less visually appealing and dynamic. And it ultimately ends off with a very muddled ending. That's what I'll say there. An ending that indicates our filmmaker didn't have a clear vision of what he wanted to say in a film that's a satire specifically designed to say something. So overall, Sacrifice has its moments. It has a lot of promising stuff here. This director is mostly known for directing a lot of music videos. He's done several films now at this point as well, but his main claim to fame has been music videos so far. And maybe that shows a little bit in the film's structure and it being so good for a short amount of time and struggling to maintain quality, maintain steam for a full feature-length film runtime because it's a really fun satire for a good act of it, and then it really falls off hard and becomes a bit of a slog to get through the latter two-thirds. So if you enjoy these satires, we've had several of them actually over the past years that really roast environmentalism, hypocrisies, that really roast celebrities. If you're on board with this Chris Evans post Captain America revitalization tour, give this a chance, but maybe wait for streaming. I can't, in good conscience, recommend people spend money to check this out in a movie theater. Otherwise, if you see a little clip of it, if they get the trailers out and you watch that and are annoyed and think it looks ridiculous, you can skip this altogether. It's not going to change your mind. So that was my review for Sacrifice. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead, click that like button down below and subscribe to the channel so that you can chill with me on each and every one of my latest videos, including each and every one of my reviews from TIFF. Also, join in on the discussion. Have you heard of Sacrifice? Are you interested in checking it out? Let me know all of your thoughts and comments either in that comment section down below, or you can hit me up over on Twitter and Blue Sky. I love you all so much for your continued support. Mwah! Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.